How to double your salary, part 27. In part 25 and 26, we covered the chapter 7, the dilemmas, whether the salary or self-employment or free will or God's will, a chance or a choice, and then about the two miracles I had, and then we also talked about faith or fate. When also never underestimate others' role, because when we meet them, we don't know if they are going to help us or we are going to help them, and that's how the world runs. I recall, the general trend now is that somebody calls you that they need a help from you, and then I have seen many people looking at even the calls from friends also with suspicion. So I would always say that it's everybody wants something or other, but then when we require something we pray to God, and God has only one way of helping us through his men. So when somebody calls me, I always believe that, calls me for help, and then I always believe that it's my opportunity to help them. And that's how I started a organization called Help Your Society in 1987. And another organization, of course, it's backed up by a trust called Self-Reliance Trust. And these are the two we are going to cover in the volume 2, that is how to double your profits. So what we are doing right now is, during COVID time, helping small businessmen and small vendors to give them free interest-free loans, and see that they get from anything between 10,000 to 1 lakh rupees per month income. So apart from that, then we discussed in the past two parts about the impact of family on our career, and the dilemma sometimes whether we have to listen to the family or whether we should listen to the the call from the career. I always listen to the family, and it didn't really affect my career as much. But then at the end of the career, we still have the family to fall back. Okay. Now the last dilemma about salary and slavery is what I am now just touched upon, because before closing this book, the volume 2, which is sequel to this, this is a twin series, how to double your money, and the first one is for employees, and the second one is for employers. Okay. With this introduction, let's go to the final chapter 8. This is a very, very important chapter in my opinion, and whether one is successful or not in his career, or whether the target is even double your salary, or maybe whatever their career goals, you require goals, and you require plans, and you require decisions. Now that's the reason why I named this chapter as goals, plans, and decisions. Okay. So let me start this part 27. Priorities. I chose a job in oil industry over research. Similarly, I prioritized family over career. As I sacrificed my personal goals for family, it didn't harm my career. Instead, it helped me. One has to decide if goals are important or the family. Between oil industry and research, I chose oil industry yes, they are better paymasters and they are in line with my goal of doubling the salaries. I don't know if I had gone as per my father's wish as a professor in academic field, I would have met my goal. Uh, of course, it's not that everybody should have the same goal of doubling salary, but I'm just telling you the priorities you have to decide. Uh, and in 1998, I was offered a senior management position in one, the top oil company in India. Of course, I don't want to name them, but most of you can easily make out the company's name. And I traveled in their chartered flight from Dubai to Bombay and from Bombay to Jamnagar. And the president of their company was with me, and uh, I was surprised that you know he was the president of the company, because I didn't know him, because I was abroad for a long time, and he was surprised that I didn't know him. So it's to cut the long story short, my brother advised me not to join as vice president in that company, and my mother was opposed to my brother, because that was the time for me to come back to India. So, but my father was a mute spectator, and I'll tell you the reason why I did not take up the job, which may appear silly for some people. The For my return ticket, they have given some unspecified amount in a brown cover, which is measuring about 8 into 10 inches. So I asked them, I came by your flight, so why are you paying me this for the airfare? They said this is for the return, and I said even that also is a little bit big amount. They said because the flight was available, so you came with our president, but then as per us, we are giving this, and neither they asked for receipt nor asked for the air tickets. I already decided by the time that I will not be joining their company, and I don't know whether it is right or wrong. I took the amount and gave it to charity. There is one gentleman by name Karkar, who was my ex-colleague in HPCL. He joined that company, and after a few months he resigned. After resigning, he called me up and said, I heard you were offered this post and you didn't take it up. Can you tell me the reason? So I asked him, did you tell me that you got an offer from them and then you are joining them? So why are you asking me now that you're resigning? Okay, so he was a little bit dumbstruck, and then he said, yeah, it is very difficult to stay here in this kind of environment. So why I am saying this one is, I joined as vice president in SR Oil almost 10 years afterwards. So if the position or designation looks similar, salaries need not have to look similar. But the point what I am making is, I had to wait 10 years to come back to India in a senior position. But then I still feel I came on my terms, and I'm glad that I could write a book and then even mention about these things in my book. So why I did have to mention this one about is the priorities. So if you have the priority only the salary or only the position, then sometimes you may be in trouble, because I'm sure if I had joined there, maybe I would have resigned, or I would have probably asked to quit. Then how do I know that? I'll tell you that. There is one gentleman with Shell International who was my superior, I met him in that company, and he joined just about 6 months back. And then I just, as a matter of courtesy, I said, "Hey, I didn't know that you are here." He said, "No, I'm here only on a 2-year contract for commissioning the refinery. But within 6 months, I came to know that here every day they take different decisions, and every day you will be either in the top of the list or in the bottom of the list." I was really surprised, because working in a multinational companies, if this is the way organizations are going to work, designations and salaries don't make any difference, because you may be a king one day and the other day you may be checked out. So what are the priorities? Let us see what I have kept. I have just made a slide in this book, which I am just reading out, because in this audio version I can only read out. It is not intelligence, it is not wisdom, it is not hard work, it is not resources, it is not luck, it is not willpower, it is not duty or dedication. It is the priorities we pick up in life which decide our future. Now this is you call it a message or my quotation or my lesson I learnt in my life, and these priorities decide our life. The next topic is decisions. When we take decisions, they have to be not only right decisions, but also we should have the willpower to implement them in spite of difficulties. I think the example which I gave you is for that. And early in my career, I realized that oil industries are good paymasters, and I don't want to repeat the thing, and many of the people know that oil industries are good paymasters. Of course, the oil has seen its peak, and now maybe it is going down. Lessons we learn from the experience are: choose a better company or better salary, and choose a industry where you can grow. Like for example, I know last 20-30 years, whoever has taken this IT and computers, and in future who are going to take up this cloud computing, quantum computers, artificial intelligence, and like this genome engineering, they are all going to do well. Not only because they are the future technology, but also they will be the good paymasters in that. Okay, then we'll discuss about very important point about planning. How do we conclude this book? By taking a firm commitment to pursue our life's goals, targets, whatever they may be. Or should I say, I achieved my target and retired peacefully? Should I say, I happily settled with my family, wife and daughter, son-in-law and grandchildren? Or should I say, I thank all my bosses who helped me, coached me to achieve my goals? Or should I say, my staff, all my staff and subordinates, some of them are, really made this, some of these chapters, helped me in my career to reach my targets? Should I say, I thank God? Should I say all the above? But what I want to say is, whatever is the conclusion, I want to sum up the actions, plans and checklist to double the salary. And in fact, that's what I would say is the real work scheme or plan for this book. What I want to say is that with all the things, and if you have a good program, and unless you have a big program and then you adhere to it, goals are not going to be achieved. Shall we start? The first thing that I want to say is, don't think that the goals should be in the mind. They should be on paper. In fact, I would say that those goals, every now and then you have to refer them. I have normally I have a yearly goals. So I make these goals like personal goals, family goals, finance goals, society goals, spiritual goals, long-term goals, and hobbies and passions. So I keep all these things, and every year I write them there. Even for this year also I made 2021, and each one I give a year, I give a title also. Now this 2021 year is year marked for gratitude. I wanted to express my gratitude to all the people who were with me, and that's how this book has come. Okay, and once you have these goals, and you should have an elaborate and detailed plan, not just write down one sentence, but then there should be like for example, if you have a double your salary as your target, then I have figured out every year you cannot double your salary. So I said, okay, let's have for 5 years. If you have 5 years a goal to double your salary every 5 years, of course you can see in my book it is already written point by point. That means every year you should have 20% rise, and no company will give you more than 5% or 10% rise, even in case you get a promotion also. So, but then why you should have a 20%? Because over a period of 5 years, if you are not able to reach, then at least you can change your plan and do that. I mean, if provided your target is to double your salary, if its target is not that, then you don't have to worry about it. Because mine was this, so I had to work on it. So the second point was, once you write down the goals, you maintain yearly goals and targets, then you should have an elaborate and detailed plan, whether it comes to 20% or something. So when I realized after 10 years of my first job, then I'm almost far away from even, like I missed my target by 100%. Then I had to really make a Herculean task, and then immediately I jumped almost 10-11 times of my salary. So what I'm saying is that every time it is not possible, because it is possible when I have taken a foreign assignment and because of the foreign exchange difference, and that's how it happened. So what I'm telling is that every now and then you have to review and see if you can correct your these things. Okay. Another thing also I want to tell you is sometimes your goals can be life goals or take whole lifetime to achieve them. You can't plan life again. By the time you achieve your goal, life is over. And many people, including Steve Jobs, he has achieved a lot in his life, but then in the end he gave an interview saying that he lost his family life and things like that. So I don't want anybody to be like that. That's the reason I mentioned in previous dilemma thing, I don't want to be like Alexander. Okay, so we should have a clarity of thought. In my case, many of my goals are complementary or met simultaneously, but sometimes the goals will be clashing, and that is the time when you have to look at your priority. Remember, life is not what you achieve, but what you sacrifice or miss to achieve your goals. So at the end of life, what happens? You will not be gloating on what you achieved, but you will be repenting on what you missed out. Okay, so plan elaborately. Then the third one is about firm decision. Whatever may be your dilemmas, take a firm decision once you take the priorities. Okay, and don't change it even if conditions are not favorable. I took a decision to double my salary and I stuck to it and achieved it with all causes. Of course, there will be sometimes temporary setbacks, and of course you should never give up your principles or policies to achieve the goals, and that I call it a shortcut. When you do the shortcut, automatically in the long term you will lose out. And conclusion. Here ends my story. We all know without constant efforts nothing is possible. That is what my story is about. I too had failures, setbacks, but I never gave up. Not only for some time, I tried hard till the end of my career. I kept my dream alive. Even 1 year before my retirement, I got a jump to get double my salary. I hope youngsters work step by step and double their salaries. And if they want to go for on their own, like want to be employers, I will welcome that. I didn't have that guts while working out, during my career time. But now the Indian economy is better, and then if they don't have the compulsions, family compulsions, and they have the courage, they can do that. And most of these billionaires you see here, either Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk, even Bill Gates, they all started their business in early 30s at less than in young age only, and it's much easier to start a business early rather than late. Okay, all employees have dream higher salary, like all employers want to cut their cost and double their profits. That brings us to the volume 2, Double Your Profits, which completes the twin series and will help all to double their money. Next one is life is a dream. Life is a dream. One wise man said once, I agree, if you start thinking about past, it's like a dream. If you think about future, it is also a dream. What makes life a reality is you. If your dream comes true, you are happy and people say you are successful. If they are not, then you are unhappy and people may say you are unsuccessful. They may sometimes ask, why did you dream so big? Then you may repent. But I say, why did not I dream big is what all you have to ask. In the end, it's not unfulfilled dreams, but those dreams we didn't dare to try causes sorrow. And it is missed opportunities, not the mountain peaks you climbed, but those are the ones which you left out. So those cups and championship eluded you. You ask any legend, he will tell you that I did all my cups, but I didn't get my Wimbledon cup. That's how Andy Murray was, repenting till he got his Wimbledon championship. A failure that can have 100 reasons, but one reason among them should not be not trying. This is what my father taught me. And if you win, you will be the king. If you die, you will reach heaven. And in either case, laurels are waiting for you. That's what Krishna told Arjuna in Gita. Don't give up trying and be ignominious. And at least try and fail, and still people will appreciate you for your success. This is the message of my life. Dare to dream. When dreams are shattered, never throw in a towel. Learn the lessons. Come back with double the energy and double the enthusiasm. Let passion be your weapon, strategy be your wisdom, dedication be your resolve, God be thy companion, success be thy goal, and sky be the limit. Wishing you all the best and all the success to all the youngsters. Please wait for my sequel to this volume 2 for entrepreneurs, how to double your profits. This is signing off, Rajsekhar Pola Pragada, Managing Director, Economic Engineering Excellence, dated of course 14 June 2020, Portland, USA. I have given my address here. Of course, telephone number is there, all in the book. So that's end of my book audio version, which is part 27. I have 4 references here. ABCD of Leadership, which is digital edition. In fact, soon I am going to bring it out as a paperback. Successful Management Styles of India, Volume 1. What is it different? It is published by Notion Printers. It's available on Amazon.com. And How to Double Your Profits. This Volume 2, in fact, just now is complete and it's available on Amazon.com and a Kindle edition. And 4th one is Alphabets for My Little Angel. This is the one I have written alphabets starting from A for my attitude to G for Jill, and written to my daughter when she went for higher studies. And this is published and it is free for all school children. Then I got one more reference, what they don't teach in Harvard Business School. In fact, one of my dreams was to study in Harvard. I hope my daughter didn't study Harvard. She studied in Ohio State University. So let me see if my grandson can achieve my dream. And this was written by Mark McCormack, and his greatness is that he has started a new business. See, there are people who become big in the business. This McCormack has started a business called sports business, and it's a earlier nobody was thinking that sports could be made a business, so he did that. And I read his book early in 1980, and then he has influenced me a lot. So that's why I gave this reference. And signing off, Rajsekar Polapagada. Thank you very much, and I thank my daughter for giving me this idea for uh, audio recording. So this is 27 parts, and they are available in YouTube.